Hi, welcome back. Dude, I don't know. Life is so hard. I just took a picture of this setup so that I could remember how to set it up again. It's kind of janky, and I can see why I was holding off on shooting this, because, I mean, it's kind of unstable. It's kind of unstable. I don't know. It kind of is. Things kind of fall a little bit. See, it's in an area where it's also a vocal booth, like a small little tiny thing. And I also have decorations here. I'm just a pack rat, man. I got to come up with a more permanent setup for this. So it's just, like easy to get into. It's easy. I want easy. You want easy too. You all want easy. Adrian, Jesus, Lance, Yummy Boy with the flow. Peter, feel better soon. Peter, Penguin Party, Mixie Sticks, come over here. Hi, Adriano. Favorite video game besides Rocket League? I'm gonna unload on this one. I have a top 10 list for games on Steam. So Rocket League is obviously number 1. Number 2 is 100% orange juice. I don't think that's hard to figure out at this point. Also, orange juice in and of itself is pretty good, and I love the gummy bear flavors. Team Fortress 2 is 3. This used to be 2, and probably used to be number 1 when I was younger. Why isn't anybody playing the Halloween maps when it's freaking Halloween? I want to get the headless, horseless, headless, achievementless horseman achievement. Play more of the Halloween maps, please. Please. People aren't playing the Halloween maps, and it's driving me nuts. Number 4, Rogue Legacy. It's addicting, very fun, good replay value. Oh, no. It's not Rogue Legacy anymore. No. It's Amnesia. Yeah. I can't believe it. How could I forget? From a horror standpoint, I started... Should I talk about that later? Yummy Boy's question has to do with horror, doesn't it? Mature games! Should I hold off on horror? I don't know. Let's come back. We'll come back to it when we get to Yummy Boy. But basically, horror is cool. I like it. My mom doesn't understand. Number 5 is Rogue Legacy. No. Yeah, Rogue Legacy. Number 6 is Spooky's Mansion. It's great. It's adorable. It's funny. It's goofy. And the DLC is somehow kind of better than the base game. The base game is great too, but the base game is kind of repetitive. It's the formula that it has with like 1,000 rooms. And then the endless mode is where the real replay value comes in. Because of all the different specimen combinations that can chase you. It's never the same run each time, and I like it that way. I think this is where the list kind of gets complicated a little bit. It used to be CSGO, I think, was 7. Was that right? No. Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy is 7. Right? Yeah. I've never been a real big fan of like the art style of like Edmund McMillan games. I think that's kind of an acquired taste. But you can't deny that the controls are so tight. They're tight like a screw. If you screw up, you understand. You know why and how you screwed up. The game is so good. It's so tight. It's so tight. You can't fit any more bento into that box. CSGO would have been 8th, but now it's CS2. I don't know why they did that, man. Why did they nuked the game? They took away the achievements. Think about people who were building up toward the blood money achievement for years and years and years. I think that's like 50 million. It's a target goal if you make 50 million in game. Imagine people who are like at like 47.5 million and then bam, no more achievements. Dude, if I ever finally make games and put them on Steam, I promise those achievements won't disappear. They'll never go away. CSGO, why? What are you doing? I don't know what they were thinking, man. All that time, all that blood money. They got rid of arms race and then they put it back. But I'm like, no. The damage is done. I'm going to say 8th is the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. We'll get back to Spyro again later. Number 9, just throw Slime Rancher in there. Yeah, Slime Rancher's good. And then number 10, Draw Puzzle. Draw Puzzle is a cute puzzle game. Go play Draw Puzzle. Play it with a tablet if you can. I think it's more fun. I'm going to unload a bit more, though. I want to talk about each console. So, I got to get water for this one, probably. I have A&W, but I actually ran out. So, I'm going to go grab some water. One sec. Where did the can go? Oh, it landed upright. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Cheers. Come by. I got my first console the PlayStation 1 back on Christmas Day of 1998. I was 5. We had 4 games. Spyro the Dragon, Frogger, which we're streaming soon, Gran Turismo 1, and SimCity 2000. Spyro the Dragon, because it was basically the first video game that I ever owned and played, will always have like a special place in my heart. No game gets more nostalgic for me. It's like when you go to the Artisan's Realm, it's like going home, you know? I think we all kind of have a game that's like that, and the Spyro games are like that for me. As much as I love Spyro, I can't say that's my favorite game for the PlayStation 1. That's gotta go to the notoriously broken international release of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. I love that game. It's broken, yeah. It's pretty effed up. It is broken. You can't get the best cards in the game. The end game is ridiculous. The seven opponents, and they cheat. I know how the game ticks and all of its faults, and you know what? I'm here for it. I just got so I was facing Seto the Third in the free duel menu, and on my 9th win ever, I got a Blue Eyes White Dragon. What are the odds? Taya Online. This happened just a couple days ago. I got and hang on. One thing at a time, Logan. One thing at a time. Seto the Third gives it 26 out of 26 out of 2048. Okay, that's pretty rare. Yeah. And I got it on my 9th try. And I got within the span, was it 2 days? In the span of 2 calendar days and 5 duels. Right. In the span of 5 duels across 2 calendar days against Pegasus, I got 3 Megamorphs. 3? Are you kidding me? Dude, what? I got 2 in a row. It went Megamorph, not Megamorph, not Megamorph, 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 Megamorph. I got a Millennium Golem. I needed a Millennium Golem. I got that off of Haishin. I still need another Bright Castle, and ideally 2 more Blue Eyes would be nice. At this point, I'm the kind of guy who would actually go out of their way to get a Japanese PlayStation 1, a Japanese copy of the disc, a pocket station, and try that stupid card lottery to get the Gate Guardian and trade that over to the US or the international release. I don't know. I might actually do that. Honestly, at this point, it's just a fun lifetime project. I would say my favorite story game for the PlayStation 1 is probably Tomba 2. Something about Tomba really makes me want to make games. There are a couple games that do that. Tomba 2, Croc gives this feeling to me too, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. 2 of those are platformers, and then 1's a card game. Now, the PlayStation 2 is my favorite console of all time. There are just so many good titles! It's so hard to pick. My favorite game is... My favorite story game is probably Kingdom Hearts 2. It had a big effect on me when I was a kid, and I wanted to make, like, the next Kingdom Hearts, I think a lot of people probably did. But in terms of replay value, I have to give that to the racing games. Probably Burnout 3, Takedown with the Crash FM, and A to B Off-Road Fury 2, and Burnout 2, Point of Impact, secretly good. Go play that game too. You've got Sly Cooper, you've got Dragon Ball Z Budokai, you got Naruto Ultimate Ninja, 2 and 3. 1 is a prototype. We don't talk about 1, it's insufferable. Mercury Meltdown Remix. That's my favorite puzzle game for, probably any console. Yeah, but especially the PlayStation 2. N64, my favorite story game is Paper Mario 64. I've always been more of a fan of the original Paper Mario over 1,000 Year Door. I haven't beaten 1,000 Year Door. The ending is really hard, and I couldn't figure it out as a kid. My buddy Adventures HD did a whole, he's doing a whole video series analysis on, the Paper Mario games. He talked about how, the 1,000 Year Door exploration-wise feels a lot more linear, whereas in 64 it's kind of more all over the place. And when I think about Paper Mario, I don't think about the battles so much. I think about the levels. So I think for that reason, it sticks with me better because it works better for exploration, I think. Go subscribe to Adventures HD now. He's really good. He just did Super Paper Mario. Did you see that? He just put that out. Super Paper Mario. That's my favorite story game. But I think for replay value, I gotta say, Paper Tennis. Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis is a great game. I will gladly get Carpal Tunnel 20 times over for that. Daisy is the best. Oh, she's so good. She's swishy, she swerves. You can't beat her. Uppercut. You try to beat Daisy. You can't. GameCube. We didn't really play a lot of GameCube games. We don't even have all that many. I guess Melee, but that's not even my favorite. Oh, That's not my favorite Smash game. 64 is not my favorite either, but I loved the 64 one. I used to spam Pokeballs all over the stage because if you do that, then the whole game slows down. And I was like, no, the lag is good. The lag is power! GameCube, I would say my favorite story game is Paper Coliseum. Why am I doing Paper so much? Adventures HD! My favorite story game is probably Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah, that's nostalgic. And a Melee for the replay value. Apparently, we played the heck out of it. And I used to play as Roy. Roy was like a second main for me. I never play Roy. Not adult me. And then Martha's in that game too. I barely touched them. It's like Martha's like my main now. Robin, Marth, Link. Where did Roy come from? Fire Emblem? Where did Roy come from? Ridiculous. The Wii era was so good. I think a lot of us can think back fondly about the Wii era. The Wii's good. And I think my favorite games for the Wii are Wii Ski and Snowboard. They're just cozy. The character builders are great. And you can import your own Miis. And then you can take pictures, of you guys skiing in different places, and then there's a slideshow, and there are Easter eggs everywhere, and it's wonderful. Both games are wonderful. Go play them. Go play them. My favorite story game for the Wii, oh boy, I don't even have that many. What? I got nothing. Oh, Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. See, I didn't play the game before that, so I'm used to Lloyd being a bit of a prick. I haven't beaten the game, but I like it. The BGM Stillness, which plays on the menu map and stuff. I still listen to that to like relax. It's good music. Go check it out. Big Brain Academy Wii Degree. Very fun game. Wii Music, as simple as it was, is very charming. Wii Play. Wii U. All right, I'm one of those people who got a Wii U because the eShop was closing and we got kind of scared, right? I guess my favorite game is Smash for the Wii U. It's the only game I've played outside of Pokemon Rumble. I don't have much to say, man. Oh, I hate the board game mode. I had such high hopes for the board game mode, and I don't know, man. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's so broken and so easy to die. It doesn't work. I'm so sad. So Smash, right. Wii has one of my favorite Smash games, Brawl. But now, Ultimate is so good that it's like, and I prefer the mechanics, like the controls of Ultimate. So it's really tied for me now. I think Ultimate is ultimately my favorite. But Brawl has my favorite stage builder. I want to see them bring back the options of the stage builder that they had in Brawl into the Switch. If they did that, I would recreate the stages. Switch. All right, I've thought about Switch a lot. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is my favorite game for the Switch story game because it is just a perfect package and it's so cute. It's so cute. It has a good building of difficulty at the end too. And then Ultimate is my favorite for replay value. Pokemon Shield, however, will always be the most nostalgic for me, I think. It is the game that not only got me back into Switch and back into Pokemon, it got me back into console gaming. I was on Steam for like 9 or 10 years or so, and just didn't touch console games after going to college until I just decided one day I'm gonna pick up the Pokemon Shield and just try it out. And Shield has its problems, man. It is rusty. There's that girl at the Wedgehurst station who says, oh man, I love Leon's Charizard. Look, I've got a Charizard pose. And you know what she doesn't do? A Charizard pose. If this were Undertale, there'd be a whole music video. But nah, you have to imagine it. It's got its problems, but Pokemon is a really good series for just playing around in your head. It's good for head cannons. Game Boy! My favorite Game Boy game is Yellow. This is going to be tough now. My favorite Game Boy games, Game Boy Classic, are going to be Yellow and Crystal. Yellow because I beat the Pokemon League 30 times. My name is written in blood all over those tiles. Game Boy, I'll come back to Crystal, but Game Boy Advance, my favorite game is Ruby. I love Ruby. Ruby and Crystal are my favorite Pokemon games. Ruby, I love the aesthetic. It's got my guy, Snow Run. He's a little hazard triangle out there in the snow. He's cute. I just love the world, the region, and the secret bases too. My secret base was just to the right of Fortree City in that bush thing. Crystal version is now one of my favorites too. Crystal version is tied for my favorite, and I had a very unique experience with Crystal. See, I didn't play Crystal much as a kid. A couple years ago, while the save data was still working, I noticed I had gotten up to like Violet City or so. I think it was Violet City. or Cherry Grove. And then when I came to check it out again, like a year and a half later, ready to actually like play it, the battery died, and because it's flash storage, it took the game with it, the save data. I didn't want to give up on Crystal, so I started a new save in a different cart and went all the way to the end. I already had a relationship with the cities in Crystal version because I played Pokemon Stadium too, growing up. You have the Gym Leader Castle with all the different arenas and stuff, and they're themed after the cities that they're in. Places like Equatique City and Azalea Town and Olivine City. I have a different contextual relationship with them through Pokemon Stadium too, and they feel nostalgic to me through that. So finally playing Crystal version and actually getting to visit the cities was just a very unique experience, and something that I'm probably never going to get again in any game, honestly. It was like going to Disney World at every city. It was so cool. It was so cool. My favorite game for NDS is Final Fantasy Tactics 8 2. You can make your own clan! It's great. I think it's like a 24-member clan. All the quests, and it's very replayable. Final Fantasy, I wanted to make a fan fiction. I don't often want to make fan fictions, but that game made me want to make a fan fiction for it. Haven't done it yet. 3DS, you know, again, the Wii U scare, the eShop. I've really, Puzzle Swap. It's probably the most played game for me. WonderSwan Color, that was an early competitor to the Game Boy. My favorite game for that, I think by default, has to be Final Fantasy II. To test it, because they said, where is it? Oh. I can pull this out, guys. I can pull this out. I still have it in this. Oh, you're over here. Final Fantasy II. You'll notice this is actually a Final Fantasy skin for the WonderSwan Color. I got this at Super Potato. It's a retro game store in... The one I went to was in the Osu district in Nagoya. And they said that there was a dead line of pixels across it. So I had to test it out and stuff. And I got to play a little bit of Final Fantasy II. I have a Konoha game too. And I got to play these more often. This feels like a different world. This feels like a different world. Isn't that cool? That is so cool, dude. It's so cool. My favorite game in the 6-in-1 Sega Genesis Mini by Radica is probably Sonic, because Sonic. My favorite game in the Middle Ages is probably chess. And my favorite built-in game for the Windows XP will always be Spider Solitaire. Spiders in the chat. Spiders in the chat. And I think that's everything I can think of. And for mobile, it's Pokemon Go! Games are fun, man. Games are like movies and books and shows, but they're interactive. You can take an active role in it and play in it. You can actually interact with everything. Good question, Adrian. This is actually such a long one. I'm probably going to have to break this one up into a bunch of pieces. So you're going to see the same who's it, what's it, and color combo and shirt and everything, hair and jankiness of it for a couple videos. Thank you guys very much. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them below. What is your favorite game? Let me know down in the comments below. And just like that, Ganini.